Hey y'all, how you doing? This is Amanda with Tap Mama and the Baby Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good day, or evening, or morning, or whenever you're watching this. I'm just about back to my old self. I'm just faking it till I can make it, I suppose. Isn't that what we all do? Anyway, I wanted to come and just talk about a couple of things with y'all. Y'all know I'm working on that new Picky Boo shell stitch of Bago Days, and I started it in another yarn because I was like, I'm doing it in the Herrschners gradient pack, the turquoise one that y'all that everybody voted for in the comments of that one video, but it just seemed like it was going so slow, and I was like, why is it so slow? And I was like, is it the yarn or is it me? And so I was like, well, let me try it in another yarn and see if it goes any quicker. And it was the yarn. And so let me show you what I got in the Herrschners so far. This is what I got in the Herrschners so far. This is all 4 colors. Now I did 2, I think I did, let's see, I did 2 rounds in the white, and then there's the lightest turquoise, and then a little bit darker, and then a little bit darker. So that's what I got so far, and it is beautiful. But this yarn just does not glide on the hook. Now I've had other Herrschners yarn, the antiquity yarn per se, that I used for my son's sweaters that I got as a gift last year from my friend Cheryl. She had gifted me a bunch of the antiquity yarn, and that yarn I used, most of it I used for my son's sweaters for Christmas, and that yarn is wonderful. Actually, I have a sample of that right here. See, this it's not the same. It's not the same. It's really not. This yarn is just glides on the hook. It's really smooth, and it just really works up real quick. I did this sample really quick. This is taking me too long because this yarn doesn't glide. I don't know why. It doesn't split. Now I had talked to Alana, and she wondered if it was splitting. It's not splitty. It's rougher on the hook. Now when you squish it, it's squishy and it's soft, but on the hook itself, it seems to just stutter. I don't know any other way to put it. It just kind of stutters, and it's a bit fuzzy. It's a bit fuzzy. So you don't expect it to be fuzzy, but then when you're working with it, it's kind of fuzzy. So it's really weird. It's a really weird yarn. And so I wanted to. I know this particular yarn was a close second in the running. This Caron cinnamon swirl cake for this colorway is sand and sun and surf. Excuse me, sun and surf was a close second in the voting, and so I said, well, since it was a close second, let me grab it up and try and work with it some in the stitch and see if it works up any quicker. It did. Worked up a lot quicker. Now I haven't gotten this sample, or this project sample, whatever you want to call it. I hadn't got this one worked up as big as this one, but it's a much thicker yarn. Like this, there's a definite difference in thickness. I don't know if y'all can see that, but see how fluffier this one is versus this. They're both 4-weight yarns, but this one is much fluffier than this one. Not that this one doesn't come across as a thin yarn, but for some reason it definitely doesn't plump up like this. And this Caron cinnamon swirl cake works up wonderfully. It's wonderful to work with. Love it. I don't know why I hesitated to buy it. And believe you me, I will be buying it in more colors. But now you do, because the pattern is set up the way it is, the way she sets up this pattern, you do have to cut and reattach your yarn. That's the only problem I have with this pattern, especially with self-striping yarn, is you do have to cut and then reattach your yarn. There is, I tried other, to find a way not to have to do that with this pattern. If you've not walked through the Picky-Boo shell tutorial, I will link that in the description below this video. But if you have not watched that tutorial, then you might not understand what I'm talking about. But when you finish going around, let me see if I can find it. But when you finish going around, I tuck my ends so good. I'm an end tucker every round. Every time I have to tuck my ends in. But see, right here is where I tuck my ends in, right here. Okay? And the way that they have you do it is when you go excuse me, y'all. But after this stitch here, after this little stitch where you grab this here and attach this chain, after that stitch you have to slip stitch into the shell to connect to the other side here. Well, there is nowhere to go from there. There's nowhere to go. The only thing you can do is tie off and disconnect, and then go reattach and start your next round. There's nowhere to go from there. There's, because see, this is your back side to the project. This is your back side. This is your front side. Look completely different. There's no turning your work with this project. So it's not like you can just, turn your work and then go work the other side. You can't do that. That's the only drawback of using a self-striping yarn and this stitch. That's my opinion. Everybody else is going to have their own opinion. Even when I worked up this sample, I had to detach my yarn. I had to disconnect and reconnect the yarn. Even then. So, but I'm just doing the best I can with this, even though I'm having to detach and reconnect the yarn. I don't have a problem doing that. I wish it wasn't like that, but it is like that. I may have to figure something else out. I might have to find a workaround or something. I don't know. Maybe y'all have a suggestion of a workaround or a cheat in some way, shape, or form. Because I love the stitch. I love how this looks. It's really beautiful. I just really wish with the self-striping yarn that you didn't still have to, snip and reattach. With each, once you get to this particular round, once you get to like the third round, that's how you have to do. You have to, you're slip stitching into this part, and then you're disconnecting. You're disconnecting your yarn. You're snipping your yarn, and then you reattach in another spot, or you could reattach in this spot, which is what I'm having to do because it's self-striping, and I don't want to break up the stripe too much. So, because I'm not color controlling, because the stripes are a little too short to color control. But I love how it's working up. I think it's really pretty. So, and I have plenty of this. I have 6 of these. So I will work up a larger project with this. Probably a blanket of some sort. A blanket, more than likely. But it's super, super soft. The crazy part is, I mean, they're about the same in softness, but this is a much thicker fabric once it's worked up than this. This is not as thick as this, and even though this doesn't work up as quick as this works up, and these work up about the same amount of same amount of speed. This is just as smooth as this. So this gradient, Herrschner's gradient pack, even though it works up beautifully and looks pretty, it's a pain in the butt. Just to let y'all know. I will complete the project. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna complete the project with the turquoise, but the rose color will be going in a giveaway in the future. Now next month, on Johnny's birthday, we will have a live on his birthday, and there will be some giveaways. So that's probably where that yarn will be given away. So, but the rose color gradient packs will be, I have 2 of them, and there's four skeins in each pack, and they'll probably be given away on the live of Johnny's birthday, because I'm not enjoying that yarn as much as I do other yarn, and I have way too much yarn to do that to myself twice, to be perfectly frank. So, but we all don't respond the same way to the same yarn, and I know that just because I'm having a little bit of an issue using the yarn doesn't mean someone else would have the same issue. So we all have different tensions when we crochet. We all hold the yarn differently, and we all have, we all have different techniques. My technique, I'm a loose crocheter. A tighter crocheter probably wouldn't have the issue I'm having, but I have carpal tunnel, so I can't grip as hard as some other people. So I wish I could, but I cannot. But this is what's going on with these projects. I'm definitely going to continue to work on these. This one will probably go faster than this one because the yarn. So just to let y'all know, it will probably go faster because of the yarn. But that's the only reason why, because the yarn is, not because I love one project more than the other, because this one, I am considering getting some pillow forms, because me and Kayla called me last night, and we talked about it, and I sent her a picture of this, and I told her, I said, you know what, it would really be pretty as a pillow. So I thought about getting some pillow forms and just making pillows of this, make it a couple of pillows. So I just maybe get a couple of square, square pillows and making a couple of pillows. So that might be what I do, instead of making a whole big blanket with it, because honestly, I can't see me making a big blanket with it. I think it would take me months because of that yarn, but I can see myself making some pillows, at least 2. So I think I will make 2 pillows with it instead of a big blanket. So and I think that would be very beautiful with 2 pillows. So what I may end up doing is doing, because see, there's lots of, you could see through this, and I don't want to put it just on a pillow form without something underneath it. So I may just do like a solid panel or something, a crochet panel underneath it or something. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all give me y'all's opinion. When you do a pillow, I know some of y'all are very experienced crocheters and have probably made pillows before. If you were making a pillow with this stitch, would you put something more solid underneath it? Another crochet, like a solid crochet panel underneath it? Like just like a double, like a half double crochet panel underneath it, and then put it together on the pillow? Or would you just leave it with the holes like that? Because I'm just gonna get like a regular, like just a plain old square pillow, like with no design or anything on it, just a pillow, just a plain square pillow, and put it on there, but I don't know how that's gonna look with the holes. So should I, that's what I'm, I just need some advice. So should I put like a crochet panel behind it to make it more solid looking, or just put it on the pillow like it is? And I think I'm gonna try to find a way to make it removable, so that I don't know if I keep it or if I sell the pillows or whatever the case may be, make it where it's removable so that you can wash it. So but yeah, I think I'm just gonna do pillows. I don't think I'm gonna do a blanket. I just think that it would just be with that yarn being difficult to work with, I just think that would just be too much. I would get frustrated by the time I got done with the blanket. But a couple of pillows I think is a good idea. I think it'd be really pretty as pillows. And I probably can do that with just the one gradient pack, to be honest, because there's a lot of yardage in the one gradient pack. But I'll just have to wait and see how that works out and go from there. But definitely, this is definitely going to be a blanket because this is easy to work with. So this will definitely be a blanket because I did most of this in less than an hour. So, and it's a 2-row repeat that's, you know, pretty detailed. You have to count and all that stuff. And so, yeah, I'm definitely gonna, you know, do that one for sure, and maybe even keep it when I'm done. So I tend to give things away. So people tend to say, "Oh, that's beautiful. I love that," and I'm like, "Oh, here." That's just how I do things. People say, "Oh, I love that. I love that. That's so pretty." And I'm like, "Oh, here. Would you like to have it?" You can't keep everything you make. You just can't. But, you know, you can some things. But I think the pillows is a good idea. I just like to know if y'all would put something solid behind the pillow, or if you would just put it on the pillow blanket like that. You know, but I think it's a good idea to do the pillows and not stress myself out with that yarn that I'm having trouble working with. And I'm gonna work with the yarn that I'm enjoying at the same time. So anyway, that's about all I got for this video. And please don't hesitate to ask me questions in the comments. I love to hear from y'all. And if you hadn't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'm gonna do my best to put more of these videos out. I never know how I'm gonna feel. So if you see a day or two of not a regular podcast video like this, I guess this could be considered a podcast video. I don't know. I never considered myself a podcaster. I'm just a YouTuber. And I do have multiple health issues. So there's going to be days where all you see is my devotional videos, because I do usually pre-record those. I batch record those, and then I release them as the time, you know, as the date comes available, you know, that they're meant for. So there'll be days that you just see devotional videos, and those are the days that I'm not up to putting out a regular video like this with regular content. So that just means that I wasn't physically feeling up to coming in, or mentally into coming in here and recording a video. Sometimes it's just like that. It's nothing against anybody. It's just I struggle with mental health issues, and I struggle with physical health issues. And some days I feel like coming in here and recording a video, and some days I don't. So, and some days I struggle with having content for you all that makes it interesting enough for you to sit down and listen to me. So, hopefully I can keep it interesting, and if not, then I don't know. We're just winging it. Just like Angela, my precious yarnery. She's just winging it over there. We're just making it up as we go. We're faking it till we can make it over here. So, I'm finally feeling a little bit more to myself now that I've had some sleep. So, but I do love you all, and so does Jesus. And please, please, please adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye now.